Well, well, what the fuck is going on with me? A lot of you may be wondering where I've been, why I haven't been posting, and I've been very inactive lately, but let's just say there's been a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit. We said this year has been a mixed bag, a real mixed bag. There's been a lot of deaths in the family, like extended family, my great auntie and stuff, and just not in extended family. There's just been, a lot of shit going on, and we would always joke, oh, how could this year get any worse? How could this year get any worse? What could possibly make this year worse? And then, about 3 weeks ago, we find out the same day, both my grandfather and my dad go into hospital. My grandfather hasn't been well. Some of you that follow me on Facebook might recognise, might remember some posts that I did way back when he was in Melbourne hospital. I went to Melbourne to stay with him while he was getting chemotherapy in hospital because he got lymphoma. And while he was sick, he just got really bad dementia, and it's never been the same since. And he would go in and out of hospital, and this time he had a really bad lung infection. So he was in hospital for really bad lung infection, and my dad was in hospital because he had a stroke, a mini stroke, and just every fucking day something was happening. Every fucking day there'd be new news, or new bad news, like, oh shit, we found a hole in your heart, or and that's how the clots are bypassing your lungs, and you need open heart surgery to do that. Or he'd have another stroke. I fucking was there. I watched him have another bloody stroke. And I tell you what, it wasn't even him failing the test that got me. It was the look on his face of like defeat. It was like this, oh, here we go again. Because this man, he's been fucking healthy his whole life. He's never been sick before. Never been sick before. And so this is all new. It's like he doesn't know how to be sick. He's being very negative, understandably, but he's just never been sick before. And so, it was just one surprise after another. I kept on thinking, it's going to be fine, you'll get out of here, don't worry about it. So he was in a bad way, and his wife, my parents are divorced, so he's got a new wife, and she was in there like every freaking day. I tell you what, I'm so lucky that he remarried. Like, she's just been brilliant supporting him, and the last few years have been making each other very, very, very happy. So I'm glad she's there, but we figured she deserves a day off, so I took a day off work and stayed with him for one day, or the whole day, from like 7 to 7 or 7 to 8 or whatever, 7 in the morning, 8 in the afternoon, 8 at night. And that day, my grandfather, he passed away that morning. And so my grandfather, I feel I was very close to, he's gone. And I was expecting it. I've been expecting it for a while, and he was suffering with, the pain and the dementia. So in a way, I guess I got to think he's no longer suffering, which is, I guess, a blessing. But then it was hard to, focus and process that, because we were so worried about Dad, because, he just, every day was something new. He'd have another stroke. He had 2 more strokes in hospital after he'd been admitted. Then, they had this plan set to do surgery to stop the strokes from happening. I won't go into detail, but he needed the surgery. While they're doing scans, they find some lumps on his pancreas and liver. After doing the biopsy and stuff, the doctor comes in and tells us that it's stage 4. It's not curable, and so they'll do chemo, but it won't cure the cancer. So that was a big punch in the fucking face, I tell you what. And they said 2 weeks, 2 years, who knows? So that's what I'm facing with now. Dad's finally out of hospital, which is good, but he's not in a good way. He's trying his very best to stay positive and stuff, and it's just, I don't know, it's hard for me to talk about it. So that's what I'm going through at the moment. This has all happened the last month, so, that's not real excuse for The reason why I haven't been very active in the past as well is just because I got sick. I got a little bit unwell with my chronic pelvic pain syndrome. I've talked about that before. I'll put a link into those who don't know about my chronic pelvic pain syndrome, but it got really so bad to the point where riding was painful. It was very painful, so I had to stop riding for a little bit. And then just because of work, I've bought a car now as well, so I'm riding less. I'm carpooling with my wife a lot more. We carpool on my car or her car. The only days I take the bike now is when we're not carpooling because she's got the day off. So I'm riding less. And just time. I just don't have the time anymore with the my work. When I started this channel, I was doing my PhD, and I had a much more flexibility in my time. It would be my escape, But now, full-time work and also focusing on my career at the moment, I just feel like I've got to focus on that. And by the time the weekend comes, or by the time I get home, I'm stuffed. Like, I'm out of the house 10, 11 hours of the day. By the time I get home, I'm fucked. The last thing I want to do is edit videos. It's just, the motivation's lost, unfortunately. Hopefully it'll come back. I'll try my best to edit every now and then. Because, I do care about you guys. I know there's about 4,000 of you out there that consistently watch my videos. So, I feel for you guys. I'm sorry, but, just when I thought I was going to have time to start editing, this bloody shit happens. And, now every bloody night recently, I was taking every night, I was going to the hospital to visit Dad. So, and then last week I had to go down to Victoria for my grandfather's funeral, because he passed away, and prepare the eulogy and stuff. And I might do a proper video to talk about that, but I can't right now. I'm drained. I'm really drained, and talking about it doesn't really help me. So this is more of an update for you guys. Anyway, thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. No, fucking will. I start my bloody music, and then of course, what gets me the most is that I'm faced with the possibility that my dad won't see my fucking children. My dad's dad, he passed away from bowel cancer. I never met him. I never saw him. He passed away before I was born, and he's just been a character, someone people talk about, a story. I've no memories of him, and I hate the thought that that's going to be my dad to my kids. Because for those in Brisbane at the moment, there's a fucking ad at the moment going on the radio. I think it's bloody Shane Warne or someone talking about his workplace accidents, and he talks about, every day every night I dream about my dad meeting my kids for the first time. And I'm just like, fuck, shut up. Oh, and with Norma passing, I feel sick with how hard he worked, and then his end. He was so scared with the dementia. He never knew who he was, and he was in pain, and it pisses me off. Alright, that's all I wanted to say.